good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching. Do you remember Proverbs 22:6 that says, train a child in the way he should grow, so that when that child grows, he will not depart from it? There are verses that say, train a child according to their bent. When the Bible talks about bent, it means personality and also means temperament. What does this say? You don't train a child or different children with different temperament in a general format. You train each child according to their bent or according to their temperament. Let's take the 4P as usual. A sanguine child does not have the same problem that the choleric child has. A sanguine child loves people, they volunteer to do activities, they are joyful. However, they will have the difficulties to be consistent, disciplined, and to finish whatever they start. It's not uncommon for a sanguine child to start something and they're playing outside, they suddenly get distracted and they abandon that activity and they join their friends outside. That's not uncommon for sanguine children. And when they start that way, and if the parents don't put attention to make sure that they learn to finish whatever they start, they end up as adults who start different businesses, different jobs, different activities, and they don't ever have the patience to make even a year in any job or any activities they start. That becomes their habit for life, inconsistent, and starting things and not finishing. What about the choleric child? When it comes to the choleric child, finishing is not their problem. Neither starting is their problem. I usually say cholerics, children as adults, they have motivation flowing in their bloodstream. They don't need to be motivated. They will think, they start it, and then they will go to the end. But what is the problem with the choleric is that once they want to succeed, they become like a rolling coaster or a moving train. If you dare stand on their way, they become so angry, and I bet you they will crush you. You dare not stand on their way. So as children, when you start seeing that they have difficulty with anger and they want to crush their siblings, if they dare stand on their way, you start training that child according to that bent specific to that choleric child, which is not the same problem with the sanguine. So they have anger, they start their project, and if anybody there stand on their way, they are going to crush you and have their way. So with the choleric child, you're training them to respect human beings, to respect people's feeling, because for choleric, humans are not important. It's the task, it's the goal, it's the vision they want to achieve. That's their important thing. The goal, the vision, the task, not human beings. Unlike the sanguine who think about, oh, are the people happy? Do they appreciate me? The cholerics really don't care if they are happy. They care if they have finished their tasks, they've built the big companies, and as for the rest, if you want to go to hell, that is your problem. They don't care. So as a child, you start training them to consider human beings. Let's go to the melancholic child. They also have a bent unique to them, which you as a parent have to start training them and considering that so that they don't get bad. What is that bent of them? Melancholics, they have the idea, but they don't take action. It's very common to see a male with a very beautiful idea seated at the backstage and watching somebody implementing their ideas while they criticize that person. It should have been left, all right, but they will sit down and will never take initiative. So for a melancholic child, the parent has to push them to action, push them to learn to implement their own ideas rather than plan forever or sit behind and criticize. The melancholic child sits like, oh, this thing would have been done this way. My daughter, I just give you the work, go and do it. I know you can do it, because if you sit down and criticize, it means you can do it. So you teach them to do than to sit down and criticize those doing, and to know that to look muddy, to complain, it's not comfortable for all those around them. So that is their bent, which the parents have to implement this unique training to that child. What about the phlegmatic children? Phlegmatics, you have to motivate them to do everything, and sometimes they might be lazy because they really don't care about motivating anybody. They care about their comfort. Somebody said for phlegmatic, their basic need is comfort. So once they are comfortable, the rest of the world, they can go to hell. They really don't care to stress themselves just to please others. For phlegmatic children, you have to teach them to go out of their way, to discomfort themselves so that others can benefit. It's not uncommon for a phlegmatic to know the way and tell themselves, if I tell them that I know the way, they might ask me to go and show them the way. So the phleg will stay quiet. They don't want it because they just don't want to discomfort themselves. They rather let you get confused the whole day than to say that they know the way, so that you call them to go and show them the way. So you have to always teach them to go out of their comfort zone to help other people and to take initiatives, to volunteer. They will not volunteer. Even in the class, if you ask who has this answer, except you come and point at the phleg, they will not wake up. For no reason, they will not answer. Even if they know the question, they'll stay with the question while the entire class get confused. So teach them to do what? To step out of their comfort zone, step out from the back bench, go in front and lead. They are good leaders, but they never want to. They take the initiative. Hello.